Hello YouTubes, how you doing? Out for another ride on the trusty rusty thing of beauty that is the CB250RS, and it is a beautiful day for it. I was thinking about route planning earlier and trips away, and I was just thinking about when you were young and you used to plan trips. You just get together with a few mates and you go, where should we go? Let's go to the south of France, let's go down to the Bold d'Or. Yeah, okay, let's do it. And you'd arrange a date, you book your ferry tickets. There was no Channel Tunnel then. You'd book your ferry tickets and you'd all meet up at Dover and you'd jump on the ferry. You'd have no phones, you'd have no sat-navs, you'd have no breakdown cover. You'd have a map that was a full map of France on one sheet, and off you would go. And you would ride until it got to the afternoon, and you would pull up to a town, asking your best appalling French where the nearest campsite was. Go and pay them, you know, a few francs for the night, pitch your tent, walk into town, couple of beers, bit of food, and that was it. And I'm sitting there thinking, do you know what, life was so simple. But looking back on it, the fuck was that? Fucking great eagle of some sort. Jesus, I don't know if you saw that. It was hovering, not hovering, it was sort of flying above my head. Yeah, you sort of think, oh, those are the days. But if I take my rose tinted, and they really were, I mean, they were some of the best riding days I've ever had, you know, but if I take my rose tinted specs off, sometimes were they an adventure because of the disasters or near disasters that happened, the breakdowns, the being stranded in the middle of fucking nowhere, the not finding anywhere to sleep, not having anywhere to eat, so you were starving Marvin, and all the things that you tend to forget about, you know, back in the day. Where the hell is this? Okay. Yeah, all those things that you tend to forget about. But then, did they make the trip? Was that what it was all about back then? You know, was that the adventure part of it? The fact that, I mean, I went to, if you'd have watched some of my older videos, you'd have heard this already, but I went to France on a motorcycle, GBZ 1100 B2, if you remember them, Set Up and Beg, Eddie Lawson type thing. I went on, I went to France on one of those, and then it wouldn't even charge the battery if you put the lights on, so you couldn't ride it at night. And then the side stand broke on the frame, so whenever you went to a petrol station, wherever you went, anywhere you wanted to get off the motorcycle, you had to prop it against something. So you'd have to prop it against the petrol pump to go in and pay, and then at the Bold d'Or you had to prop it against a tree. You know, it really was a bit of a disaster, not a disaster. And then when we rode home, we ended up riding at night, the battery went flat, it broke down, all that sort of stuff. Which reminds me, actually, when I got off the ferry in the UK to ride home, it was foggy. I had to have the lights on, and we bumped it on the ferry to get me off, but I was literally running out of power, switched the lights off, and there just wasn't enough to run the injection system on the bike, and it broke down in a dip of all places. Where are we going now? We are going left. Bit of a hill start, not a problem for the thing of beauty. There's the trusty rusty. Yeah, I broke down in a dip. It was between I'm trying to think, Whitfield on the way to Thanet. There used to be a big dip. I think it's still there, but there's a bypass. You don't really drive down anymore. I broke down the bottom of the dip, and it was foggy and it was dark. I thought, fuck, what am I going to do? So I literally, I leant the bike against the bank at the side of the road, and I was stripping my tank bag off and trying to hide all my luggage in the bushes, thinking I'm just going to have to start walking. It was probably another 20 miles, and a lorry came past, and I heard him stop up the road, but I couldn't see it, and then there was just a shout of "Oi, oi, mate, biker!" So I wandered up, and he'd seen me, and he offered to give me a lift. So he gave me a lift back towards Thanet, and then I found a payphone, yeah, found a payphone, phoned my mum up, and she came out and picked me up. Now my dad was out in the car. I can't remember why, but for some reason they only had one car at that point. Where am I going here? These lanes are bloody great. Tom ride. You've done a good job today on the trusty rusty. Yeah, so my mum had to drive my car out with a set of jump leads to jump start the bike. I knew once the lights were off, as long as I could keep the engine running, I could get it home. So my mum drove my car out to collect it, and at the time I had a Mark III Ford Cortina, which is all well and good, except my Mark III Ford Cortina was painted up like the Blues Brothers car. It was painted up like an old American police car, black and white, stars on the doors, Jake and Elwood written on the door, all that sort of stuff. And she absolutely hated it because she had to drive this car. But yeah, we drove out, jump started the bike, and got it home. But at that point I'd been up for, you know, about 30 hours at that point. So although you think, oh, what a day, eh? I was absolutely fucking knackered. I was absolutely hanging, literally falling asleep trying to ride it home. And these days we've all got, you know, me and my mates, we've all got sort of modern, reliable bikes. We've all got sat navs, we've all got mobile phones. And when we plan to go away, someone will normally plan the route so you can get all the decent roads in. They'll plan the route, you know, you make sure you catch all the twisties, all the different routes that you want to do, and then they send it out as a GPX file, and you download it onto your sat nav with each day, you know, day 1, day 2, day 3, with a hotel at the end of each one, so you can pre-book the hotels. We've all got recovery, and it does make it easier, but it's a lot less stressful. You can actually enjoy it. You know where you're staying at the end of the day. You know if you need fuel, you can get fuel because you just press a button on your sat nav nearest fuel station, it takes you there. And you know you're not missing anything. If I think of all the, I mean, I must have done tens of thousands of miles around Europe pre-sat nav days, and I might have been 5 minutes, 10 minutes from a cracking road and just not even known about it, because you didn't have that, you know, that option, that availability of pressing twisty roads on a sat nav, or super thrilling as I've got on the TomTom today, the TomTom app. And you do wonder how many roads that you've missed out on. But was it better, or is it better now? Oh, do you know, I really can't decide, because sometimes rose tinted glasses, they do play a big role in how you see the old days. Oh, the old days, they were great, you know, all we had to play with was outside, you know, when I was a kid, all that sort of stuff. Was it better? Chuck a few comments in. And Upper Ansdor, I've never even heard of that. Yeah, chuck a few comments in and see what you think. If you rode back in the, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s or whatever, and if you're still riding now, and let me know. But I've got to say, it is nice and easy now. We're going to Wales in the summer, and I'm probably going to take this. That's the plan anyway. I'm taking this, and we're already, me, John and Simon, a couple of my oldest mates, we're already messaging routes backwards and forwards, so we can pick the best roads. Should we do this road? Should we do that road? Hey, what about, should we go visit this, visit that? We want to get a walk in at some point. So, oh, looks like someone's been out and cleared out a fallen tree. Yeah. We want to get a walk in. So, where should we go walking? Where can we park? Is there a hotel near there so we can dump, get changed, go for a walk, come back, shower, food, beer, all that sort of stuff, you know. And if you get stuck in the middle of nowhere and you need somewhere to stay, you just jump on booking.com and you find somewhere. And I've done that plenty of times. just found somewhere to stay for the night. But anyway, what do you think? I know this has been a bit of a weird waffle, but let me know your opinion. New days, old days, good or bad. Anyway, YouTube, so I'm going to carry on riding because that's what I'm out here for today. Oh dear, someone's caravan has had a bit of a disaster in the wind. You probably can't see that in that field, but it's a very beaten up old shelter. But yeah, stay safe everyone, ride safe if you're still riding. If you're not riding, get out and ride. The salt's been washed off the roads pretty much. It's a beautiful day, it's double digits even though it's January. Jump on the bike and go ride, blow those cobwebs away, take it steady and have a good one. And I'll see you in the next episode of RS'ing About. Take care everyone, see you later.